Hello and welcome to my channel On the Hook Crochet, where we talk about wearable crochet style. And let's find out what's been on the hook. Well, I have two things on the hook and one thing that's off the needles, as y'all knitters say. I finished this sweater, a very beautiful sweater, and we'll talk about that in just one second. But first of all, I want to welcome everyone to my channel, all my new subscribers. I have a lot, and some new members, and one member that I wanted to mention, Janet Moroney. Thank you, Janet, for joining our alpaca membership. Thank you so very much. If y'all are interested, there's a link down in the description box where you can go and you can read about the different levels of membership here. Y'all are supporting me very beautifully, and I appreciate that also. You visit my Etsy shop often and buy my patterns, and that's a big way to support me as well. Now, I don't run commercials in the middle of my videos. You'll notice them at the beginning and the end, but I do not run them during the video, so you don't have to keep skipping. That's what I do anyway. I do that for you, and because I don't like it, I don't do it to you, so I don't like to be interrupted. And therefore, I don't make the money on the advertisements like a lot of people do, and so I ask for your support in other ways. You can support me in other ways, so I really appreciate that. Now, today, let's talk about this sweater that I have on. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I finished this in the middle of the week, and I didn't block it. I haven't blocked it yet. And I think when I block it, it will probably be a little bit more drapey. It's plenty drapey as it is. But I'll tell you quickly how I did this. I made it with Chainette yarn, which I've talked about several times as I've been making this sweater. Chainette yarn by Lion Brand, and it is 70% baby alpaca. And then it also has 18% virgin wool mixed in, and then also some polyamide. But the way I understand it, I've read a couple of comments from people who said that they've changed the composition of this yarn, and it is now alpaca and nylon. So I don't know if how much that impacts the way it performs on the needles. I don't know. I don't have any idea. And I haven't crocheted with this. But I did use 5 balls of this, 5, what do they call these, donuts? I think they call these donuts. I used 5 donuts to make this. 650 yards is about the amount that it took me to make this. Now, this is not a long sweater, so if you're making a long sweater, you probably want to make it, use at least 700 or maybe even 800 yards if you make it a little larger. Now, I made this to skim my body. It is not, it doesn't have very much ease at all in it. Maybe 4 inches all the way around, which is not much for me. I usually put more than that. So I cast on 80 stitches, and I used a size 9 needle for this, and that gave me a 20-inch width on the front and 20 on the back, of course. The back and the front are the same size. They're the same pattern. There's a few rows of garter stitch up here at the top. There's no decreasing or increasing. Now on this one, I have made several of these classic knit tops so far, and that's a Lion Brand kit. The pattern is not available, as far as I know, anywhere else. You have to buy a kit, which I did. I bought 2 or 3 of the kits, and then I finally just decided to buy the yarn. But the kits are reasonably priced, I think, and it makes a really nice knit sweater that's anybody can make. If you can knit and purl, you can make this sweater. You don't have to be able to decrease or increase or do anything like that. Now, I put sleeves in this. As you can see, I added some short sleeves, and what I did was I just opened this up. I sewed the shoulders, and I opened it up front and back on a table, and I measured how much width I needed around my arm, first of all, and then I cast on 56 stitches, and for me that made right about a 14-inch width, which is the width around the top of my arm. So I did that, and then I did a stockinette stitch for maybe it looks like 4 inches or so, and then I did a 4x4 rib for 5 rows on each of the sleeves. I sewed the sleeves on at the shoulder first, right around there, and then I folded it down or inside out actually, and put the sleeves in. I sewed all the way from me do it over here, from here to the cuff all the way down the side of the sweater. And then I did that on each side and I was done. So it was kind of interesting. It took me a while to sew it together. And the sewing, when you're sewing knit, it's a little bit harder to get it to fold in and do what you want it to. I did it right though. I did okay and it looks fine. Mr. on the Hook loves this sweater. He really does. He loves this sweater, and especially the fact that I knit it. So let me stand up and I'll show this to you. Well, this is my newest classic knit top by Lion Brand, and I do have the short sleeves in it. I'm real excited about this one though because it isn't sleeveless, and I'm not always comfortable wearing sleeveless clothes now that I'm older. But you know, short sleeves are comfortable for summer. You can just wear this by itself, or you can wear it under a jacket. You can do it either way. But I did, like I said, the 4x4 rib all the way around the bottom and around the bottom of the sleeves. I think I did 6 rows of 4x4 here and 5 rows on each of the sleeves. As you can see, I'll turn around and let you see the back. The back is exactly like the front, exactly like the front. And I didn't do any what they call short rows or anything like that for this particular sweater. Now, as you can see, look at the bottom down there where my feet are. I'm wearing some pink shoes. Now, I know y'all think that might be thinking that's weird or something, but I had a pair of pink shoes when I was in elementary school, and I loved those pink shoes. And now that I saw these on the web, they're Clark's, and I saw them on the web, and I thought, you know what, I want to get those pink shoes. I probably have enough pink that I can wear them once in a while. So to go with my pink sweater, I'm wearing some gray dress slacks, and then I'm wearing my pink Clark's. They're very comfortable. They're like wearing bedroom shoes around, very soft inside. And my size is exactly what I usually wear, 8.5. They fit my feet perfectly, so I'm really enjoying wearing these pink shoes. I can't wear them with everything, so I have to be selective in what I wear them with, but they look really cute with jeans as well. So I hope you like this. This is my newest knitted top, classic knit top by Lion Brand. Now I have to give some credit to Janet, who helped me with designing this sweater. She wrote me a long email and explained to me how to do the sleeves and what she did, and her gauge was right about like my gauge, so that worked out great. And she just sent me some great instructions, and I'm going to keep that, Janet, and may use it again sometime because her sleeves were 3/4 length. I just cut mine off at this point, but I did use her information to help me out. So thank you so much, Janet. I appreciate your help, and again, I will keep this for next time. I really appreciate that. So let's go on to my works in progress. Now I'm doing a fall lookbook, and this will probably be in there, but I'm not sure. I might go ahead and release it this summer. I'm not really sure, but I'm making a vest that is a V-neck vest with some ribbing on it, but I'm making it more like a cardigan, and it'll have open front. And what I'm going to do is sew it together in the front with buttons. I'm going to do that. I'm not going to make them working buttons, I don't think, right now. But you can certainly do that, and that'll be an option for you in the pattern. Now, I'm using this yarn, and I remember I showed this to you last week, and I said I wouldn't pick that yarn. But I had 4 hanks of it, and I thought, you know what, I can use that. I think I will make that, and it's turned out to be very, very nice. I like it. It's, of course, Malabrigo, which is one of my favorite brands of hand-dyed yarns, Malabrigo, and I probably got this on Eat Sleep Knit, which is an online shop where you can get Malabrigo yarn, all kinds of other brands on there, and they're very affordable. I think it's very affordable. I don't remember how much I paid, maybe $20 for a hank. And I know that's a lot, but for a really nice sweater, you can go ahead and save your money and maybe buy some really nice yarn to make a sweater with if you're going to wear it. Blankets are different. Blankets are, go acrylic if you're doing a blanket, or even a knit. But if you're going to knit a blanket, you can knit it in acrylic too. But acrylic is good for a lot of things, and I've made a ton of garments out of acrylic, but I find that when I make something out of wool, it's just more comfortable to me. It feels better on my skin. This is really nice wool, and so is this. This is really super nice. This is merino wool. And again, this is like a tonal yarn. See the different tones of green in there? There's even what looks like a little bit of gray, but I haven't come across it too much in my work in progress just yet, but I have an idea of what I want to do. And around the bottom, I'm going to, I've already designed it to put scallops around the bottom of the vest. And it's really turning out nicely. Now let me show you how much I have made already. This is to be crocheted all the way around from front to front. So you're going to go from front and you're going to go all the way around and come around on the other side of the front. So your break will be here. This is what it looks like on the right side. This is why I'm making it with an H hook. And this is what it looks like on the bottom. These are special scallops. These aren't just regular double crochet scallops. These are different, and they really look beautiful when you get up close. Look how beautiful those are. They're fluffy and they have texture to them. They add a lot to the bottom of the vest. See the bottom of the vest? I just really like the way this is turning out. I'm not going to make it difficult to make at all. And of course, that's optional if you don't want to put the scallops on it. But it's going to be part of the design. I think you'll like it. But as you can see, this is a long piece. See how long that is? That's from one front to the other with about 6 inches of ease. And then I'm going to put rib on the front, so it'll even be a little bit more ease than that. So I'm making it plenty big, and I'm going to use it. It's going to be sleeveless, and you can wear it with a t-shirt under it. You can wear it with a long sleeve blouse under it, or you can wear it by itself, and it'll be designed that way. The arms aren't going to go way down. They're going to be, fitted arms so that you can wear it sleeveless if you want to. So this is my newest, I think, my fall. Here's the front of it. The fall lookbook. I might release this for then. I don't know what I'm even going to name it yet. Maybe next week I'll have a name. But I'll be working on this along with another sweater that I'm making for my fall lookbook. This is my other sweater that I'm making for my fall lookbook. I've already made the front. And on the back, I'm almost there. I just have a couple of rows left to make for the back. Here's the back of the sweater. And this has rib at the bottom. It's a 2x2 rib right there. You can see that. This yarn is absolutely wonderful, and they don't make it anymore. But I found this yarn somewhere else, and I've put it in my bag. I think it's at Michael's. I think I found it at Michael's, something similar to it. I think it was a DK. This is a size 2 yarn, but it's pretty fat. I mean, I think it's more like a DK. It behaves like a DK, but I'm using a G hook so that you can wear this without a tank top under it. So that will help a lot if you use a G hook. This one I'm making with an H hook. And I could have made it with a G, and I will give you that suggestion in the pattern because it's up to you which hook you use, which yarn you use. On most all of my patterns, they're not designed for just one type of yarn. You can make my patterns out of most anything because I'm only using measurements. I'm not using sizing. So don't worry about it, taking a certain number of stitches here and then a certain number there, and you make it to a size. That is not a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea for a pattern. I think it's better if you can to not define the stitch counts because not everybody's the same size. And even a 14 on me is different from a 14 on somebody else because your proportions are totally different. So all of mine is done with measurements. And all these measurements matter. What I do usually is I try on my sweaters when I get them. Like if I have this much crocheted, I hold it up to myself and say, do I like the way that looks? Do I want it to be longer? If so, I can make more rows up here at the shoulder to drop it down just a little bit. So there are a lot of ways that you can create a sweater that matches your measurements, that looks just like you, and you can put enough ease in it to feel comfortable, and you're not squeezing into a certain size on a certain pattern. So that's how I write my patterns. Y'all have known, if you've made my patterns, you will know, and you'll be able to say that you've made one of my patterns, and that's how it works, or 1 or 10 or however many you make. So those are my 2 whips that I'm working on this week, trying to get those finished. And I was working on this the first of the week, and I just had to finish it. I was determined to finish this sweater, and I'm really loving it. As you know, I am a diamond painter. I'm a prolific diamond painter. I've painted so many diamond paintings that my house is full. I have a lot of whimsical diamond paintings in the boys' room, my grandson's room. We have a little room that they come in every now and then when they come to visit with their parent. They actually come and stay in that bedroom, and they call it the fish room because I painted some fish paintings a long time ago when I was a business owner. I had to decorate some condos, and I used my fish paintings for that. And so I've hung them up in their room along with Santa Claus and some other things that I've diamond painted, and they're all over the room. And the boys call it the fish room. I don't know, that's just what they call it. So I have a lot of paintings, and that is my third craft. I've really enjoyed doing this. I don't get tired of doing it. I'm not tired yet of diamond painting. So let me show you my newest diamond painting that I'm working on right now. Here is a quick look at my diamond painting that I'm working on right now called Lake Cottages from Carla Gerard. You can also go to her website since Crafties has closed their doors, so they were sponsoring me here. But I'm going to show you the progress I've made on my third Carla Gerard painting to be all hung together. There are 3 of them. I'll hang them all together. So I wanted to stop right here and show y'all this beautiful sparkle that these drills have from, well, former crafties. I'm really enjoying working with this. It's so beautiful. Look at the sparkle on those drills. I'm trying to get this so you can see it. I have some lights that are pointed down toward the painting, and now I have finished all the way over here. I was working on this yesterday, or not, last week, and I've now finished all the way up to here. All of this is done, and I'm really excited about that. Look at the gorgeous colors in this painting. Now, you can choose your diamond paintings to be very bright and beautiful like this one, or very subtle. There are all kinds of diamond paintings you can get from all different diamond painting sites. So Crafties is the only one. You can even buy them on Amazon. If you want to look for something really nice, you can do that. But this is outstanding right here, and I'm just loving the colors in this. I'm going to get down a little bit closer, and so you can see the sparkle in there even closer. I didn't think you could do that, but this is what it looks like on the right corner edge, the low corner, and you can see my washi tape right there on the bottom, that gold tape. And I'm just going to scroll over here a little bit so you can see I have finished the 2 little cottages there. And I'm working up here on the top left. As you can see, I'm already finished with this right here, and I'm working on this right now, and I have some release paper on it, and I'll show you what's underneath that. Under the release paper, you can see that I'm not finished with this, but I have started working on it. I did some work on it last night, and so I'm working on this rectangle, and then I'll have a few more left to do right over there. And I'll be finished. So I'm really excited about this. It's such a gorgeous painting. Really enjoying the big, beautiful, bright colors that are in this. So this is my Lake Cottage diamond painting, the progress I've made this week. I hope you enjoyed that. That is just a quick look at my diamond painting progress that I made this week. So I'll continue to work on that, and then I'll seal it and frame it and get it up on the wall. And all those things I will show you when I get to those points. I will take a little video and show you what I'm doing. Now on to my featured pattern of the week. This is the Rebecca sweater. This was published in 2022, and 3 years ago, but it's been made many times at my house. I don't know about y'all, but this is one of the few that I have patterns that I've designed from the top down. And using your measurements, that's how we work it. There's not a stitch count, defined stitch count for you. You kind of make that up on your own, but mostly it's done with measurements. So I'm going to show you a couple of Rebecca sweaters that I've made, and Crystal is going to model one of those. Now this is one of my Rebecca sweaters. I love this sweater. I've worn it quite a bit in the summertime. It is merino wool, but it is so comfortable. I enjoy wearing this so much. Now, at the bottom, it has a 1x1 rib, and then it is made from the top down. So I just measure. I mean, there are certain ways to measure it, and I explain it to you in the pattern. But it's not difficult to make. This is a very easy pattern to make. I believe this is a DK weight, and I chained 80, and I used an eye hook. I believe that's how I did this. I chained 80 around the neck, and then I used I was using an eye hook, and I did the whole thing with an eye hook, and it turned out perfectly. I don't have to wear a tank top under this so you can't see through it. I can wear it, you know, just be really cool in the summertime. I don't have to wear 2 layers. And that's what this one looks like. It has a couple of rows of windows around. They're not difficult, and you don't do any increasing or decreasing on the window rows. So try to make it really easy to make. Now that is one, thank you, Crystal. That is one of my Rebecca sweaters. And then I made 2 more. I made this one. This is in a worsted Michael's yarn, and I cannot remember the name of the yarn to save my life. This is you'll probably see it when you go to Michael's. It comes in several different colors, and I really enjoyed working with this. It's slick, and it's a nice look. It's a little bit heavier, of course, than the DK, but I enjoyed making this, and it turned out really nicely. Now this one at the bottom, I did a 3x1, a rib at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if I can get it up there. There it is, 3x1, 3 of these by 1 there, 3x1 rib, and it gives it a little bit of a different look around the bottom. I really liked it, and that's the only thing I did different. Oh, I did that around the sleeves as well, around the armholes. I did the 3x1 rib. On the other one, I did a 1x1 rib. On this one, I mean, those are totally up to you, however you want to do those. Those are easy to change. Now, this one is also a merino wool sweater. It's very beautiful. It's also a DK, but I made this with a little bit of a smaller hook than the yellow one. I think I made this with, I think I made it with a G hook. I'm not sure. I think I did. And it's also very, very nice and so soft. Merino wool is just awesome for summer wear. I really enjoyed wearing merino wool in the summer. I never thought I'd ever say that, but I do. I really enjoy it. So that's my pattern of the week, my Rebecca sweater. Lots of fun to make. It's not difficult. There aren't very many abbreviations in my patterns. I do put the abbreviations in a list at the front, and every now and then I'll throw one in there, but mostly I try to write everything out so that you can understand what I want you to do in my design. So there's that, the featured pattern of the week, the Rebecca sweater. Now, real quick before we get to the giveaways for this week, I asked y'all to send me some questions, and a lot of you did, actually. I went back and looked, and I had missed a few that came in a little bit later. I missed a few, and I want to answer those. Now, last week I answered a couple of questions. You can go back and look at that. I'll put a link to that video at the end of this one. You can watch it if you want to. There are a lot of other interesting things on that video. Crochet Knitting Addiction wrote me a question, and she said, what is the difference between Crochet World and Crochet Nation? Crochet World is a magazine, and it is a very fine, wonderful magazine, very slick cover, beautifully done, and there are no games in there. There are advertisements in there. There are patterns through there, and every now and then there's an article in there and a note from the editor and all that. You'll see that. And lots of beautiful photography. And there are a lot of patterns that are written by different people. The Crochet Nation magazine is not really a magazine, it's a newspaper. It opens up like a newspaper. It has games and puzzles. It has a crossword in there. It has an ongoing story that you can read if you have the subscription and you get one every month. It's a pretty good story. I read the one from last month, and it was really, really good. So it has no advertisements in it. The editors have picked out some items that they like, but there are no paid advertisements in there, I don't think. There are usually 5 to 8 patterns in there with all the directions that you can. I've made one of them. I only made a hat, but the directions were perfect. It's a different feel when you open it up. It's got news about crochet, it's got all that, and it's current. So I know that Crochet World, when I used to send crochet patterns to them, they were 3 or 4 or 5 months ahead of time. One of them was 6 months ahead of time. So you don't really get current anything in there. It's mostly all squared away by a few months before it's published. Crochet Nation doesn't seem to be that way. It seems to be more updated, more right now kind of thing. And it also comes out every month, where Crochet World comes out every quarter. So those are the differences between the two. The Knit Nation is the same. We'll talk about that later. Teerae, Tira. I'm not sure. Will we ever see Mr. on the Hook? No, I don't think so. He doesn't want to be on camera, and I don't insist that he does that. He does so much work behind the camera. I'm not going to ask him to do that. So he's a little bit camera shy, so he probably won't be on a video. What is my favorite thing to crochet? Of course, it's sweaters. Sweaters of every kind. Tanks and vests and short sleeve, long sleeve cardigans, all kinds of things like that. Cowls and scarves are not my favorite. I do have lots of them on my Etsy shop, and I'm coming out with a couple for my fall lookbook. I do love them for wintertime. And I actually did one not too long ago that was a summer scarf. Really cute. I really like that one, but I don't really have one favorite thing. I like to do mostly garments though. Little Grandma Kim asked a question, what kind of business did we own? Mr. on the Hook and I owned a vacation rental business where we managed about, at some point, 30 condos, 30 condos on the Gulf. And we had different owners that owned them, and we owned a few ourselves. And we rented the time out during the year to people. We had a website, and it was fun. We did it for 20 years, and then we sold the business a few years ago to a nice young couple who had lots of energy, and they were excited about it. So we went ahead and sold that and moved on, and that's when I started working on my website and on my video channel, my YouTube channel. I could spend a lot of time on it, so I wasn't trying to run the business and a YouTube channel at the same time. So it's been very helpful, but that's what we used to do. Martha Thornton says, how am I doing on my cat Afghan progress? I'm not doing it. It's sitting on the corner of my desk, and I haven't done one stitch on it for several weeks. I've been working on other things, and now with my fall lookbook coming up, I probably won't do any work on it. There's not a good prognosis for the cat Afghan. This is an Afghan with cats on it. It's really cute. I love it. I wanted it so badly. And you know, sometimes you do that. You want a pattern and yarn so badly, and then it sits and you don't really get started on it. I got started on mine, but I didn't finish it. I didn't go anywhere near the end of it. I was only about a fourth the way up the blanket, and then I just had to put it down because I was doing other things. So that's the answer to that, Martha, and thank you for asking that question. Now I have 3 more questions to answer, and I'll do that next week. So thank y'all for sending in your questions for my question and answer segment of my program. Now let's talk about giveaways. I love to give things away. It's so much fun for me, and I hope it's fun for you as well. Y'all seem to like it okay. This week I'm giving away my Knit Nation, and I did get a subscription to this, so I'll have one for you probably every month that I'm going to give away. I haven't done any of the crosswords in here. I've read some of the articles. I've looked at the patterns. And this is great for someone who's starting to knit or has been knitting for a long, long time. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of interest in here, a lot of different things in here, articles and patterns and everything else. So I've really enjoyed reading it. I read the whole thing, and now I'm going to give it away to a lucky person who wrote the word knit, K-N-I-T, in their comment from last week. Now, the mocha yarn and the frog and finish skirt was up for grabs a few weeks ago, and the original winner for that gift had sent me an email, and I missed it, and I apologize so much. But she sent me an email and showed me the email she sent me originally, and I had missed it. I just went right past it, and I apologize for that. That doesn't happen all that often, but every now and then it does. So she's winning the skirt, and I'm sending that to her. I've already sent it to her, actually. So the skirt is not up for a gift this week. I'm sorry about that. But the bloom yarn is. Love this bloom yarn. There's a lot of it here, too. So if you have been watching me for a while, you know that I made a sweater, a classic knit top out of this, and it turned out really cute. It did have the floral strip on it, and it turned out perfectly. So this is a great yarn. Not sure how it turns out with crochet. I'm not really sure about that, but you know, you never know. You never know. But anyway, this is a really pretty yarn, and you get a whole skein and then another about a third of a skein here. So let's turn the camera to the computer and find out who wins these two this week. And I will select a winner for the skirt, and I will allow you to tell me which pattern you want on my Etsy shop, and I will send it to you. Here we are at the computer, and I've already set it up for the skirt winner today. We'll do that one first because whoever wins this will get a free pattern. So be sure to let me know if you win the skirt gift, and instead of a skirt, you'll get a pattern. Let's find out who wins the skirt, the pattern instead of the skirt today. And that is Goldie McGee. Goldie McGee, you have won the free pattern from On the Hook Crochet because you put the word skirt in your comment. So let's go back over here, and we're going to change this word from skirt to knit, and this is for the Knit Nation newspaper. I'm going to go down here. This is all brand new, this new Knit Nation and Crochet Nation, brand new this year. So excited. I have both of the subscriptions since I'm a knitter and a crocheter. So that was my reasoning doing that. This person will win the Knit Nation newspaper that I'm giving out. Claudia Cole, you have won the Knit Nation newspaper. That's hard to say, Knit Nation newspaper. Congratulations, Claudia. Okay, let's go up here and type in the word bloom because a lot of y'all wanted this yarn, and I don't blame you. It's a wonderful yarn. I really enjoyed working with it. And I'll put a link to the video down at the end of this video, and you can look and see, if you haven't already, see my new sweater that I made from it. So this is the winner of the Bloom yarn, and the winner is Stitch a Spell. Stitch a Spell. You are the winner of the Bloom yarn from On the Hook Crochet. Congratulations to all of our winners. Congratulations to our winners. Please send me an email at this address and tell me that you won the gift and what your name is, your address, and put winner in the subject line and tell me what you won. Be sure to do that so I will know and make sure that I have the right name with the right gift. So there you go. I hope y'all enjoy playing that gift giving thing that I like to do every week. Now for next week, I have two gifts, and one is a very nice hank of yarn. This is a luxury yarn. It's called Knitology. It's from Knit Crate, and I'm still going through my yarns and finding these beautiful hanks of yarn, but I don't think I will use this. It's just one hank, and I'll tell you how many yards are on it and what it's made from. It's 40% superwash merino, 30% silk, and 30% alpaca. Super duper yarn, worsted weight, 150 yards. So I believe you could probably make a hat from this or something else small, but it's absolutely gorgeous. The colorway is called Shoreline, and really, I've had this in my stash for so long, and I just love the feel of it, but I don't think I'll make anything from it. So I'm going to give this away to a lucky winner next week. And be sure you use the word shore, S-H-O-R-E, shore, and you'll be in the running for this beautiful gift for next week. Now, another gift that I'm giving away is 7 skeins of Feels Like Butter yarn from Lion Brand. I had a wild idea that I was going to make a baby blanket from this, and I bought 7 skeins in, I think it was 3 or 4 different colors. Let's see. I have blue, white, pink, tan, and green. All these colors, and I was going to make a baby blanket, just random colors. And I'm not going to do that. I've changed my mind. I'm not going to do that. So the other gift will be 7 skeins of Feels Like Butter yarn. There are 218 yards on each skein, and it's made from 100% polyester. Super duper nice, beautiful colors. This one is called Sea Mist, I believe. Yeah, Sea Green, excuse me, that's called Sea Green. And we have some others called Neutral for this one, Sea Green, Neutral. And then there's white and blue and pink. Those are just the basic colors in there. But 7 skeins of Feels Like Butter. And use the word butter, B-U-T-T-A. See it right there? B-U-T-T-A. Use the word butter in your comment. You'll be in the running for this beautiful gift next week. So the 2 key words are butter and shore. So be sure to put those in your comment for next week. Now, coming up, I have some other things that I'm getting started to make. I wanted to show you something today, and I didn't get to it. See, right? Let me get over here. There we go. See this hanging up right here? This is my Wisteria Cottage cardie that I wore on Easter. It was quite beautiful. It did a nice job of making me look dressed up, and I really enjoyed wearing that. That is made with DK yarn. And then over here, there it is right there, is my original Wisteria Cottage cardie, and that is made with DK yarn. No, not DK. It's made with worsted yarn. Worsted yarn. And it's the Premier non-pilling yarn. Both of them are Premier yarns. And you see the difference in the length. Look at the length right here. On the green one is this long right here, and the white one is this long right here. Because the size of the yarn is so much smaller, and this white one right here, the squares were much smaller. They were like 5 inches instead of 5 3/4, like they were over here. And it made a huge difference in the size of the jacket as well as the length of the jacket. And my idea was to make it shorter, and it turned out great. It was just about mid-hip. It was so perfect. I really enjoyed wearing it, and I got a lot of compliments on it. And it was just like, where'd you get that? Okay, I don't brag about it when I'm out and about, but it made me feel good that I made something that was quite beautiful, and especially for Easter, which was a special Sunday for all us Christians out there. So anyway, I just wanted to show you those. I just wanted to show you those today and maybe get into them a little bit more, but I'm about to run out of time, so I need to say goodbye. So if you have any questions you want to ask me, put them in the comments and I will find those. And be sure to put your keywords in there if you want to sign up for the gift next week. So thank you for joining me today. If you like this video, please hit the like button and share it with a friend if you want to, and subscribe if you haven't already done that. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful week next week, and do something for craft, crochet, knit, diamond paint, do whatever you do, and join me at the end of next week to find out what's on the hook.